like the original Dream Mile for high school, and I was in that.
Oh, okay.
I think I raced Ajay Wilson for last because we were the only two that followed the pacer, and we went out in 61. It was so dumb.
Did you guys ask for a pacer tonight? Or?
I didn't even know we had one until like warm up. So I was like, oh wait, what's going on? But I'm glad we had one. I think it made for a more tactical, interesting race.
The pacer did?
Yeah, definitely.
Really?
I think if we didn't have one, it would have just played really differently. Because there's two women from Ethiopia, and like often, I'm not going to say they would work together, but like there's the possibility of them helping each other to get out in like 61, which is pretty standard for us these days. So that's what I was anticipating, but then the second we found out we had someone in it, it turned into a tactical race, I think.
Is that the smallest 1500 field you've raced? Or?
Yeah, I mean like since high school probably, when it would be like me versus no one in Mississippi. But yeah, I mean I was used to that growing up, but not these days. It's usually like sometimes 18 people, 15 people, just depends on the day. Yeah, so very different vibes.
You said it was worth it. What made it worth it?
I mean, it's just so fun to line up against those women and like be a part of the start of something. Like, I feel like I'll always look back on this the same way I have with like other meets that I've done where it's like cutting edge. Especially this, it's so different. The way that we were treated this week, the small fields, it was super intimate. Like, I feel like because there were so few of us, we like, not like we hung out, but like, I feel like I'll always look at this, how I felt about like Foot Locker in high school. Like, I know these ladies.
How you were treated, how did that like compare to other, cutting edge meets or, other times they've rolled out the ring?
Yeah, no, I feel like if I were a medalist, like I might be used to it, but I've raced in nearly every Diamond League that there is. And sure, like people get picked up at the airport and like it's super detailed and meticulous, but not as detailed and meticulous. Like they really thought about everything, and like we showed up and we got a credit card voucher, Uber, coupon, like all the stuff that we're usually coming out of pocket.
And not getting paid 6 months later or whatever.
Yeah, and it was covered. So that was really nice.
Is there anything you changed?
No, I can't think of anything. No, like, I mean, do a few more than once. Yeah.
I knew it wasn't like super distance heavy meet. Like, do you feel like that was like, did you notice that at all? Or do you feel like that changed it maybe at all?
Well, I'm a track girl at heart, so for me, that's fine. Like, I went to Florida. I was used to being the only distance girl pretty often. So like, that's what I like being on like a track team and like knowing what's going on in the 100 and the 400. And I mean, I guess if there was something I would change, like, of course it'd be nice if it was like the whole sport, like every event was factored in, which I think is possible. But I mean, no, I feel like, I always feel like the sprinters like bring a certain energy to the meet that's like much more business. No offense to my fellow distance runners, but like I like that competitiveness and that like no bullshit attitude. And I feel that when I'm